Hi guys, and welcome back to Bites and Laces, where this week I am going to be sharing a little bit of a deeper insight into the world of running injuries. First though, if you want to check out our original video on common running injuries, then you can find it in the link in the description below. So I'm going to share with you some of the most common pains and injuries that you might come up against in your career of running. So the first one is tendonitis. Tendonitis is inflammation or an irritation of the tendons. Tendonitis is most commonly found within the feet and the ankles, but can also be found in different areas on the legs. Some of the typical symptoms that are usually reported with this include pain that increases with movement, tenderness, swelling and redness, or you might get a cracking or grating feeling around the area of the tendon, or maybe even a bit of a lump that appears there as well. These symptoms don't always happen, but these are some of the ones that you might find if you do have a case of tendonitis. The next one you might come up against is bursitis, and this is one that I'm familiar with as it is something that I am going through at the moment. Bursitis is an inflammation or irritation very similar to tendonitis, but rather than it affecting the tendon, it will affect the bursa, which are small fluid-filled sacs. Bursitis is most commonly found in the hip, but can also be found in the knee, the heel and the base of the big toe. So what does bursitis feel like? Well, symptoms are reported as an initial sharp stabbing pain which then reduces down to a dull ache. There can be some warmth and redness around the area of the injury, as well as some swelling and an increase in pain if the area or joint hasn't been moved for a while. So the next one you might come up against or definitely hear about most often are sprains and strains. A strain involves an injury to a muscle or a band of tissue that attaches a muscle to bone, whereas a sprain is referring to the injury of a band of tissue that attaches the two bones together. In runners, these are most commonly found in the ankles, but they can also be found in the knee and the general leg. Most common symptoms reported for this kind of injury are pain, tenderness and swelling, as well as bruising, weakness and a lack of ability to put weight on the affected area. Sometimes you might also come up against some muscle spasms and cramping as well. The final one I'm going to talk about is one that if you haven't had at this point in your running career, you are bound to have one going into the future. And these are blisters. Blisters are a skin injury that are caused by friction or heat, such as through your running shoes, and are most commonly found usually on runners' feet, either on the soles, around the toes, or sometimes on the back of the heels. They are small pockets of tender skin that are usually filled with fluid. This can either be clear fluid or it can sometimes be blood, which then gives you a blood blister. As well as being found on the feet, blood blisters can also be found under the nail bed, and this usually causes the worry of, when am I going to lose that toenail? The typical symptoms with blisters are, well, you'll see them and they're usually quite painful to the touch. So there are 4 kind of common pains that you might come across in your running career. As I mentioned earlier in the video, we do have a common injuries video that we already posted at the beginning of starting the YouTube channel, which you can go and check out to find some more of the injuries. Why not get involved in the comments and let us know if you've come across any of these, had any of these, or if you think that we've missed something out. Thanks for checking out the channel, and thank you to everybody who likes, subscribe and comments. Don't forget to check back next week where we will be doing another video as part of the Respect the Rest Day challenge that we're taking on this month, and don't forget to like and subscribe as well.